It's been moving properly second that we approve tonight's agenda. All in favor of the said motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Next, we will move on to the approval of the minutes of the July 21st, 2025 regular called board meeting. Do we have a motion for the approval of those minutes? I trust that you all have had a chance to go through them and peruse those minutes. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for July 21st, 2025.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
It's been moving properly second that we approve the minutes of the July 21st, 2025 board meeting. All in favor of the said motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Moving right along, next on the agenda, we have recognition. So, Dr. Tulloch, we turn this over to you, Ms. Murdoch.
Thank you. At this time, I ask Ms. Murdoch to come forward. We have with us board members several folks from the community who have just gone above and beyond the call in representing the school district, and would just like to recognize them publicly and thank them for their service and contributions towards the betterment of young people's lives here in the district. Ms. Murdoch.
Thank you, Dr. Tulla. It is often said to give people their flowers while they yet live. At this time, I ask for our esteemed board members, along with our superintendent, Dr. Tulla, to please come forth. At this time, I ask that Dr. Nelson please join me at the podium. When your name is called, will you please come forward, shake hands with our board members, and take your photo op. Certificate of Appreciation presented to Mary Dixon of the Calhoun County Soil and Water Conservation District for the extended learning opportunities provided to the students of Calhoun County Public Schools. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Mary Dixon. Oh, it's time for your photo op. Yes, photo op. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Let us give her a resounding round of applause. Thank you for all you do. In his absence, and will be accepted by our esteemed board member, Mrs. Deborah Frederick. This certificate of appreciation is presented to Alshon Jeffrey for hosting the 25-26 Alshon Jeffrey Back to School Football Camp, given this 18th day of August 2025. Photo op. Certificate of Appreciation presented to Coach Eric Martin and the South Carolina State University men's basketball team for partnering with the Calhoun County Public Schools to greet students on the opening day of school. Your presence and partnership are greatly appreciated. Given this 18th day of August 2025, standing in Coach Eric Martin's position tonight will be Assistant Coach Dominique Bartley. Photo op. This gentleman has forged a journey that is recognized throughout these United States. This next gentleman was awarded the name for St. Matthews as Title Town. This is a certificate of recognition presented to Coach Zam Frederick for 35 years of coaching services to the South Carolina Athletic Coaches Association and induction into the SCACA Hall of Fame, given this 18th day of August 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, let us stand to our feet in recognition for our coach, Coach Zambulus Frederick. Come on up, come on up. That's all right. And look, he has more awards and a ring. Uh-oh, you need to go down the line, put it in one hand, yeah. Yes, sir. I'm going to ask that Coach Frederick's family please join him up front. Stay right there, stay right there. Stay. Come on, come on. Just smile pretty, mama. Put baby girl, yeah, there you go. Let us give our coach another round of applause. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. All right. It is that time of year again when our board holds the welcome back sign for our students, where it will be posted on our website. Let's do this, and that we will. Yes, sir. Photo op. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let us give another applause to all of our honorees. Thank you.
Again, congratulations to all our recipients tonight. We're very proud of the work you're doing in the district and the work that you do for our school district. Next on the agenda is the chairperson's report, and in the absence of our chairperson, I do not have a report in his place. Next, we have finance, and so we turn it over to Mr. Brunson.
Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Tulloch, and members of our viewing audience. We're back into a new fiscal year and have for your review in your packet our budget, our financial report and budget adjustments that were included. The highlights of the report: for the first month, we received 3% of our projected revenue, and we expended 5% of our expenses in the general fund expenditures. Our year-to-date encumbrances are now 54%, and at this time, I would like to ask the board's pleasure on accepting the July 2025 financial report and budget adjustments.
Okay, you have heard Mr. Brunson's report, and of course, if you have any questions, you can ask at this time or choose to speak to Mr. Brunson at, at your leisure. But as of right now, do we have a motion on the floor to accept the monthly financial report and budget adjustments for the month of July?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the budget adjustments and the financial report for July 2025.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we accept the monthly financial report and budget adjustments for July 2025. All in favor of the said motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you, Mr. Brunson.
You're welcome.
Next on the agenda is the superintendent's report. So, Dr. Tulloch, I turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Jenkins. Board members, if you will entertain us for just a moment, we'll have the technology update brought by Mr. Parker. The facilities updates with Mr. Kiernan. Dr. Nelson will then give us an update on the current enrollment state of the district, and then I'll come back with a couple of updates from the superintendent's office. Mr. Parker.
Mr. Vice Chairman, ladies and gentlemen of the board, Madam Secretary, Dr. Tulloch, Ms. Pam, audience. We're going to cover three technology updates on this evening. One would be the pre-registration results. Number two would be the computer care. Number three will be middle school esports. The first one, the pre-registration results. We spoke about this at the last board meeting. I'm going to give you those results again as far as Sandy Run K-8 school. At that pre-registration day, we had a total of 75 students that came out, or 75 parents that came out for Sandy Run. For St. Matthew's K-8 school, it was 133. For Calhoun County High School, it was 191. And again, these were on the dates for pre-registration that we have these numbers. I want to say thanks to Dr. Tulloch for being consistent with the calls, robocalls to the parents and giving that communication to them. Also, mainly to the parents. The parents, they really stepped up this year to make sure that their students had devices the first day of school as much as they could. So again, parents, we appreciate you for coming out to pre-register. Any questions on that? If not, our second one would be computer care. Every device, every computer, as you've seen, we've showed you the K through 9th grade or K through 10th grade that received Chromebooks. We also showed you the 11th through 12th grade that received laptops. Have you noticed that they had cases on all the devices? One of the things that comes along with the warranty or the insurance, they must remain in the cases at all times. Remain in the case and in the protective cover at all times. If they're not in the protective case or cover, it will void the warranty and the receiving of technical support. Again, that's why we are pushing for parents and the administration, matter of fact, us collectively, to make sure that we push and encourage our young people to keep their computers, brand new computers, in the case at all times. If it's not in the case, it will void the warranty and also technical support. Any questions? Lastly, we have middle school esports. As we spoke the last time, Sandy Run K-8 school workstations installation has already begun. The completion of that is pending parts that are on back order We've already have, I think the last thing we're waiting on maybe the chairs and a few other components to complete that. Then we'll move to St. Matthew's K-8, workstation installation, which is about a few weeks out. So probably within the next 4 weeks, we'll start with St. Matthew's K-8. Any question with that? If not, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Parker. Mr. Kiernan.
Good evening, Dr. Tulloch, distinguished board members. I come before you this evening with the facilities update for August 2025. I want to take this time to thank our custodians and maintenance staff for the work they put forth this summer. As I've mentioned before, the summers are getting shorter and shorter. They've worked harder and harder, and they've really got those schools ready. So when the students showed up, they had a clean school. School looked good on the outside and the inside. So my hat's off to them. I'd like to acknowledge them publicly for the hard work they've put forth this summer. Also, I'd like to let the board know that we are starting back our anti-vaping classes. They will occur September 6th and 13th from 8 to 11. That's 2 Saturdays. It's part 1 and part 2. We're offering this every month going forward, starting in September. Once again, we're trying to give these kids as much education as we can on the harmful effects of vaping. So we'll have those part 1 and part 2, once again on September 6th and September 13th from 8 to 11. Parents do need to accompany these students to the vaping classes. Also, happy to announce that middle school basketball is going to return to middle schools for 2 games. We have on December 3rd, we're going to have a middle school basketball game against Bethune-Bowman at St. Matthew's K-8, so that'll be on December 3rd. We're then going to Sandy Run on January 26th. We'll be hosting North, and that'll be at Sandy Run K-8, once again, January 26th. So we're going to have each one of the schools is going to have a home basketball game. So we're excited for that. We're also working on repainting and relettering the football scoreboard before our first home game. So we're getting out there, making that look really refreshed and look good before the first home game. So we're working on that right now. We're also making repairs to the bleachers before our first home game. A couple railings we're looking at replacing and just making sure everything's good to go for the first home game as well. Actually, we had some gentlemen coming out here looking at upgrading our bathrooms at the district office, the restrooms here, but also the restrooms outside the atrium at the high school, outside the gym, and across from the auditorium. Those are the restrooms that our visitors use and parents use for any events we have at the high school. So we want to make sure we refresh those and make them look better. So we're looking at doing really a refresh on the sinks and making them a little more upgraded, similar to what we did at the high school in the restrooms for the students. Also, I'm happy to announce that we have our lockdown drills at our schools. Once again, as board policy, we have to have our first lockdown drill within the first 2 weeks of the school year. St. Matthew's K-8 and the high school have completed theirs. Sandy Run is scheduled this week. I can't say when, but they're scheduled this week. So all 3 schools will have their lockdown drill done within the first 2 weeks of the school year. So any questions regarding the facilities update for August 2025?
Thank you, sir. We'll now have the enrollment numbers from Dr. Nelson.
Good evening, school board members, Superintendent Dr. Tulloch, and the listening audience in person and virtually. I'm here to report on the initial enrollment data for the district in our first 9 days of the instructional school year. Last year, around this time, the enrollment for the 3 schools were as follows: 424 students for Calhoun County High School, 537 students for St. Matthew's K-8, and 524 students for Sandy Run K-8, totaling 1,485 students for the entire district. As we look at the current enrollment numbers, and these include actual bodies in the seat, not the number of students that are on the rolls, we have 404 students at Calhoun County High School, 484 students at St. Matthew's K-8, and 523 students at Sandy Run K-8, totaling 1,407 students, for a difference of 78 students. We do understand that student enrollment increases after the Labor Day holiday weekend, so we're looking for that increasement after that holiday. We also know, when we looked at the reasons for the decrease in enrollment, it is the same as it was on last year at this time when I reported to you. Our students and their parents either moved to another county/district, or they moved out of the state, or their parents chose the homeschool option. When we look at Calhoun County as a county and not just a school district, we see that in the past 10 years, the population itself has decreased. So the school district is a reflection of the county and not a reflection of anything that has been negatively impacted in the school and what we're doing as a school district. We are a reflection of the decreasing population in the district as a whole. Do you have any questions for me at this time? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nelson. Mr. Vice Chair, if I may have just a few more moments with some updates from the superintendent's office. Excuse me. I'd like to thank everyone in our learning community for a great opening of the school year. We had just a few issues to begin the year, just a couple of crying parents and even fewer crying students. So we had limited transportation issues to resolve, and we got Mr. Frederick here in the audience tonight. But again, those issues were resolved relatively quickly. I'd like to thank the men of this community who came out and supported the students on the first day of school. The men were on hand to high-five young people and wish them a great school year. We had about 65 fathers, grandfathers, uncles, members of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and the South Carolina State men's basketball team and their coach, Coach Eric Martin, on hand. Again, thank you to everyone for their part that they played in the opening of the 25-26 school year. On Wednesday, July 30th, we welcome back our staff from summer vacation. I'd like to thank Ms. Keller and Ms. Amy Williams of the Human Resources Department for their hard work in creating a welcoming event for all of our staff on that Wednesday. And again, thank you to all of our many sponsors, donors, and exhibitors who supported this event. On this past Saturday, the Office of Exceptional Children sponsored the Exceptional Children's Expo. The event was a fun-filled morning and afternoon for families to come out and receive information from various community agencies, as well as workshops to aid the families. Excuse me, the day of learning, it was a wonderful day of learning and resource sharing. So I openly thank Dr. Nelson, Ms. Jenkins, Ms. Heatley, and all of the staff who contributed to this day. And again, thank you to the families who came out in spite of the weather to take advantage of these offerings. Now to everyone, we are now in the throes of hurricane season. I ask everyone to take the necessary precautions to be ready in the event that we are affected by a storm. Each district is allotted 5 e-learning days for times when students and staff are unable to make it to face-to-face class attendance. We will use these days only when we cannot safely get to school but still have electricity to the majority of our homes to conduct virtual instruction. With that, again, I encourage those who have not yet received their devices to please complete the acceptable use policy form that gives permission for students to use district-owned technology devices and to pay the $25 technology fee. Students, again, are encouraged to keep the devices in their cases to protect the devices from damage. As Mr. Parker mentioned earlier, removing the case can void warranty on these devices. Also, board members, in your packets, you will find several pieces of information that I've shared with you. You have a program from the South Carolina Athletic Coaches Association Awards Banquet, where our own Coach Frederick was recognized for, again, his 35 years of coaching service and induction into the association's Hall of Fame. Also, you have this sheet before you, the colors. This is the faculty and student advisory councils for the 25-26 school year. These two groups will begin meeting with me on September 2nd with the Faculty Advisory Group, and September 3rd, the Student Advisory Group. Again, their first challenge is going to be working on the 26-27 academic calendar. So again, on both sides of the sheet, you'll have the K-8 schools as well as the high schools, Faculty Advisory Group, and the Student Advisory Group. Also in your packets, you see that there is a application that the district has received, and this communication comes from the State Department that our district will participate in the Community Eligibility Provision Program, the CEP program, and that's where all of our students will receive free breakfast and lunch for the next 4 years. And that is from July of 2025 through June of 2029. So again, during this time period, all of our students will receive free breakfast and lunch, at no cost again to parents. We also have in your packets a letter from the State Department that identifies Sandy Run K-8 School as a participant in the Palmetto Math Project. As a member school, Sandy Run will receive assistance from the State Department in math specialists, will provide Sandy Run staff with staff development, classroom observations, and assistance with using the math resources that have been provided. Also, again, I'd like to thank Mr. Alshon Jeffrey. Mr. Jeffrey, as we know, is an alum of the University of South Carolina and football fame of the Philadelphia Eagles. But before those times, he played football here at our district, but also more importantly, was a student and graduate of Calhoun County High School. So 2 Saturdays ago, Mr. Jeffrey sponsored the football camp and back-to-school event to benefit our students. And for that, I simply extend thanks to him and his family for that generous gesture. And then lastly, you have in your packets the athletic schedules for the various teams that will be in play this fall. The fall athletic season will begin play in a matter of days, and I've included your packets the football, varsity and middle school, volleyball, cross-country, and tennis schedules. And I ask that everyone please come out to support each of these teams as they compete over the next couple of months. Mr. Vice Chair, that is all that I have this evening. Are there any questions of me?
Does the board have any questions of Dr. Tulloch? Thank you, Dr. Tulloch,
Thank you,
for
sir.
that information. Next, we will move on to the public participation section of the meeting, and I've been handed the sheet, and we do not have anyone that is signed up for public participation. So with that being said, we will move into executive session to discuss personnel, recommendations, and resignations, and upon completion of that, we return to regular session. Do we have a motion to go into executive session?
Mr. Vice Chairman, I move that we go into executive session to consider personnel issues concerning recommendations for personnel and recommendation of employment and resignations.
You've heard Mr. Nelson's motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we go into executive session. All in favor of the said motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank each and every one of you for coming out to tonight's meeting, and thank you for everyone that's here now is family. Thank you for all that you do for our district. We're now going to executive session. Hopefully it won't be too long.
That's about the shortest, boy. That's about the shortest. First part I've ever been a part.
I don't believe we got anything.
Yeah,
Well, I think this last.
yeah, employment
Yeah,
recommendation.
employment.
We gonna let you make the motion. We gonna let you say it.
We are back in open session, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have any business to come before the board? Come before the audience?
I move that we accept the superintendent's recommendations for employment.
We have a motion on the floor to accept the superintendent's recommendations for employment. Do we have a second?
Second.
Moving properly seconded. All of those in favor of the said motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
It's properly moved to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor of the said motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thanking each and every one of you for attending tonight. Thank you.
Y'all can't believe we got out this early tonight.
They told me don't come back.